If you're considering the JBL Tour One M2 headphones, hold your horses, because today I'm breaking down why these supposedly flagship noise-canceling over-ears might not be the perfect fit you're expecting. But here's what surprised me. After testing these $175 headphones, I found some quirks and hidden flaws that might make you think twice before hitting buy now. Contrary to the hype and their decent 4.2-star Amazon rating, these headphones are not without problems that could sneak up on your daily listening experience, especially if you demand top-tier noise cancellation or rock-solid comfort. So if you want a no-fluff, honest look at whether the JBL Tour One M2 is worth your wallet, you're in the right place. And stick around, because I'll reveal what type of listener these headphones actually suit, plus a few surprises you won't see in the official product page. Ready to get the real deal? Let's dive in. First, who exactly is the JBL Tour One M2 for? They're clearly designed as a premium mid-range option with wireless convenience, active noise cancellation ANC, and a sleek, stylish look in black. JBL markets them as medium-sized wireless over-ear headphones, promising immersive sound and smooth Bluetooth connectivity. All the basics to compete with brands like Sony and Bose. At $174.99, they're priced to attract casual audiophiles or commuters wanting high-end features without shelling out $300 plus. But here's the twist. The Tour One M2 tries hard to check all boxes, but stumbles in several key areas that serious headphone fans notice right away. In other words, it's a great deal if your expectations are modest, but problematic if you're picky about sound clarity, noise cancellation, or comfort during long use. Keep this in mind because it might save you an upgrade headache. Let me tell you a little story about my first impressions. Slipping these headphones on felt like hugging a cloud, at least at the start. Medium ear cups make them less bulky than some competitors, so comfort for average-sized heads is decent. The build quality feels sturdy, with a nice matte black finish that doesn't scream cheap. But after an hour or two, my ears started feeling a bit warm and cramped, not painful but noticeable. If you're planning all-day wear, expect some break-in time or even some discomfort if you're heat-sensitive. Here's a joke. Why did the headphone break up with the ear? Because it couldn't handle all the pressure. Okay, moving on. The JBL Tour One M2 boasts adaptive noise cancelling technology, which on paper promises to block out ambient noise intelligently. However, this is where things get complicated. I tested the ANC in various noisy environments, busy cafes, street traffic, even an airplane cabin, and here's what I realized. While it reduces some background noise, it doesn't quite reach the level of Sony WH-1000XM5 or Bose Quiet Comfort 45. The noise cancellation feels a bit inconsistent, sometimes letting mid-frequency sounds like chatter or engine hum leak in unexpectedly. This could be a deal-breaker if you're someone who needs solid noise blocking to focus or relax in extremely noisy settings. Now, for the second joke. Why did the headphone refuse to use noise cancellation? Because it wanted to stay sound-minded. Now, sound quality deserves a deep dive because that's the heartbeat of any headphone. JBL tunes these with a warm, bass-forward profile that casual listeners might enjoy for genres like hip-hop and pop. Bass is punchy and present but not overpowering. Mids and highs are clear enough but not exceptionally detailed. When I pushed the volume in quieter tracks, subtle instruments sometimes felt a bit muddy or overshadowed by lower frequencies. For classical music fans or audiophiles who crave clarity and balance, this might feel limiting. It's also worth noting that some users on Amazon mention occasional audio distortion at very high volumes, something to keep in mind if you love cranking your tunes. Speaking of volume, here's my third joke. Why don't bass heads ever get lost? Because they always follow the beats. Bluetooth connectivity worked well overall with quick pairing and stable connection up to around 30 feet. The headphones support multi-point pairing, so you can connect to your phone and laptop simultaneously. A nice touch for productivity. Battery life is rated at 30 hours with ANC on, and my tests showed it lives up to that claim. Charging is quick too, with 15 minutes providing several hours of playtime. However, the controls can be a bit finicky. Touch gestures sometimes misfire, causing accidental skips or volume changes. This is a minor annoyance, but one that might frustrate heavy users who rely on seamless controls during workouts or commutes. I also want to talk about the companion app, which JBL offers for customizing EQ settings and toggling ANC modes. The app is minimalistic and functional, but feels bare compared to competitors that offer more granular sound tuning and customizable noise-canceling profiles. If you like to tweak your audio extensively, the Tour One M2 might feel restrictive. On the plus side, the app allows firmware updates, which means JBL could improve some features over time, but the current software still feels half-baked. Before I forget to mention comfort again, it's good but not great for long-haul flights or marathon listening sessions. Ear cups use synthetic leather padding, which can get sweaty after a few hours. If you're sensitive to heat or wearing glasses, you might find the pressure a bit much over time. Also, medium sizing means they might feel tight on larger heads. My takeaway: perfect for a daily commute or casual office use, but less suited for non-stop marathon listening binges. Now I promise some surprises, so here's one. JBL claims the Tour One M2 supports Google Assistant and Alexa hands-free voice control. In my experience, this feature was hit or miss. Activation isn't always instant, and sometimes you get partial or delayed voice responses. If you rely heavily on voice commands to manage music or calls, this headphone could frustrate more than assist. On the flip side, call quality through the built-in mic is surprisingly decent, with clear voice transmission in quiet environments. So what about the negatives others often overlook? Durability is a mixed bag. While the build feels solid initially, the foldable hinges creak a bit after repeated use. And sadly, replacement ear pads aren't very easy to find, so long-term maintenance might get costly. Plus, these headphones don't come with an auxiliary cable in the box, which is unusual at this price point, and limits wired listening options in case your battery dies or Bluetooth drops. Let's pause with one last joke. Why did the headphone refuse to go to therapy? Because it didn't want to lose its sound mind. All right, I promise I'm done with the puns. Now that we've dissected both the strengths and the flaws, here's the bottom line. The JBL Tour One M2 is a solid mid-tier headphone that offers good wireless convenience, decent noise cancellation, and a warm sound signature suitable for casual listeners who want good bass and a sleek look without spending top dollar. However, if you're a power user seeking top-tier ANC, crystal-clear audio, superior comfort for long sessions, or more responsive smart features, then these may leave you wanting more. Think of them like a reliable sedan with a few quirks, rather than a luxury sports car. If you fall into the casual listener or commuter bucket, someone who values easy Bluetooth pairing, decent battery life, and a splash of effective noise canceling, you'll likely appreciate the JBL Tour One M2. They're also budget-friendly compared to flagship competitors. So, if you can overlook the minor annoyances I pointed out, they represent good value at $174.99. But if you're an audiophile or a frequent traveler who prioritizes best-in-class performance, keep looking because these headphones won't stay in your go-to bag forever. In summary, don't buy JBL Tour One M2 if you're demanding, but consider them if you want a reliable pair of mid-range wireless noise-canceling headphones with decent sound and solid battery life, minus the audiophile frills. And hey, for that price, sometimes you have to take the good with the bassy. If you want to check the best price and current deals on the JBL Tour One M2 on Amazon, I've dropped the link in the description below. Go ahead and see if the price fits your budget and your listening preferences. Thanks for watching, And don't forget to subscribe for more honest reviews that save you time and money.